Good evening, and welcome to Point Counterpoint. Jane, I believe that you have an argument that you would like to present.
Yes, my argument is as follows. All beagles are dogs. All dogs are mammals. Therefore, all beagles are mammals.
Jane, you are an ignorant slut. Therefore, the conclusion to your argument is false.
Then, you have committed a logical fallacy called argumentum ad hominem, or argument against the person.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You criticize me personally. That has nothing to do with whether my argument is sound.
Oh, I see. I am sorry. I guess that it was I who was the idiot.
Yes. Then, you are a pompous ass.
Well, I guess that will do it for us tonight on Point Counterpoint. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.
Chad, may I speak to you a moment?
Sure, Professor Appenstall. What gives?
Chad, my boy, I did not receive your project that was due yesterday.
I'm sorry, it entirely slipped my mind. You see, I have been working very hard, Professor Appenstall, and I had many things due at the same time. I felt like I was juggling 4 balls at once, and unfortunately, your ball dropped. I am new here, and I am still trying to get the hang of things, you know.
Well, my boy, let me ask you a question. Did you actually complete the project?
Well, you see, Professor Appenstall, things have been really hard for me. I am not used to this level of work, and I have been trying to make friends, and this doesn't leave me with a lot of time. Without friends, I am likely to develop major depression.
You'll have to do better than that appeal to pity, my boy. You will find that people have little sympathy for failing to apply yourself to the task at hand. That project constituted 40% of your grade, and I am sad to say that based on your other work, that I do not think you will end the term with a stellar grade.
Professor Appenstall, my man. Did you know that my uncle is on the board of the college?
Your appeal to fear will not work either, Chad. The bottom line is that you had more than adequate time to complete this project. You knew that it comprised a large part of your grade, yet you simply ignored the necessitation to get it done. That is unfortunate, my boy, as it will affect your grade, as I have already pointed out.
My uncle actually does have power on the board, Professor Appenstall, and he will not take kindly to this.
If your uncle wishes to attempt to coerce me into changing your grade with threats, you can communicate to him ahead of time that he is wasting his efforts. I will not be dissuaded by someone's appeal to force. I give grades based on merit, my boy, and I have yet to see yours.
Well, Professor Appenstall, I guess the final outcome remains to be seen.
Evidently by you, my boy, and you will surely see it.
Hi, my name is Chad. I don't think we've met.
No, we haven't. I'm George. Is that an Australian accent I detect?
Yes, it is. My dad is actually American, but he met my mother when he was working over in Australia after college. His job recently transferred him back to the States.
That's interesting. Well, welcome to our school.
Thank you. So far I am enjoying it a lot. Hey, based on the things you said in class today, you seem to be pretty smart. What did you think of what Professor Appenstall said today in class?
Well, I have not been in this class for very long. Professor Appenstall invited me into it because I was dropping another class, and he thought I would get a lot out of his class. But to be honest, I'm still evaluating what I think of it.
Yeah, but what did you think about what he said today?
Are you asking me what I think about intelligent life outside of Earth?
Yeah, I mean, isn't it incredible to think that there is intelligent life, aliens, somewhere in this whole universe?
Well, I don't think we established that there was intelligent life outside of Earth today.
Think of it, my man, aliens walking on other Earths in the universe. I mean, what do you think they'd be like?
That would be hard to say, Chad, since we don't know if aliens even exist.
Of course they exist, my man. You'd be crazy to think we're the only life forms in the entire universe.
What would prove their existence?
I don't need any proof, mate. No one has proven that they don't exist.
Your argument is an argument from ignorance.
Whoa, mate. Are you calling me ignorant?
Not exactly, though you could make an argument for that as well. I'm saying that you are trying to prove that there are aliens in the universe merely because no one can prove that there are not. This is what is called an argument from ignorance.
You kind of lost me there, mate. But getting back to the main point, I think that aliens have probably been searching for us for many years, because they are probably advanced in science and also curious human beings like we are.
Not to be overly nitpicky, Chad, but that is a very weak analogy. If intelligent life outside of Earth does exist, we have no conception of what that life would be like. It is not accurate to say that this life would be like us in any way. It is possible it would be similar, but it is equally possible it would be unrecognizable to us.
Whatever, man, you think way too deeply for me, George. I'm content to ride the wave of a stream of consciousness.
Yes, well, I can see this is the way you think, Chad. Nice meeting you, and I'll see you in class.
Ahoy, matey, indeed you will.
Touch this. Power time.
Start to left.
Excite, the new fragrance from Axe. Even angels will fall.
George, did you hear? There is a new study out of Harvard, which says that listening to rock music will decrease your reasoning ability by 42%. I guess we will no longer be able to listen to our iPods.
Do you know if it was a double-blind study? And did it have a lot of people in it?
I don't know, but it came out of Harvard, so it must be true.
No. There you go again. You are committing another logical fallacy called faulty appeal to authority. This is where someone appeals to an authority and tries to impress us, or make us reluctant to challenge the authority's viewpoint, and yet the authority may or may not have special knowledge in the area being discussed, or sufficient evidence to prove their point. Just because the study came out of Harvard does not mean it is true. This study is similar to, but opposite from those who commit the genetic fallacy, where someone says something is not true because of where, how, or who it began with. For example, there are some who say that Wikipedia is not necessarily true, or is an unreliable source of information, because not all of it was written by a credible source like a Harvard scholar. You do not seem to comprehend what I'm saying. I'm only saying, as I said before, that just because the study came out of Harvard does not mean it is true.
Well, you can listen to your iPod if you want. I will no longer be listening to mine. You will begin to lose your reasoning ability, and will eventually become stupid.
I find you very frustrating to talk to. I no longer wish to talk to you about this. Goodbye.
Michael, I just looked at your grades online, and you are not doing very well, particularly in chemistry and English.
Mom, it's only the end of September. I have a lot of time to pull the grades up.
Well, in actuality, the end of the quarter is November 5th, so you are almost half done. There isn't as much time as you think.
Well, they're not that bad.
Don't you have a test tomorrow in English?
I do, but I've been studying for it.
What is it on?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Have you read the book, Michael?
I've been reading it.
What page are you on?
I don't know.
Well, why don't you go look?
Mom. It's okay. I'll get it done.
Michael, part of the problem is that you spend way too much time playing video games. I've told you that you need to spend less time on them. If you can't regulate your time, then I may have to take them away completely during the week.
Oh my goodness, Mom. I get my work done. You want me to just get rid of my Xbox and sit in my room and read books all day?
No, Michael, that is a straw man. I never said that at all. I said you need to moderate your use of video games and devote more time to your studies during the week. Stick to the argument and stop trying to say that I said something that I never said.
Look, Mom, all of my friends play on their Xboxes 24/7, and their parents don't give them a hard time about it.
You are doing it again. You are committing another logical fallacy called appeal to the people. You are saying that it is okay to play video games 24/7, because a lot of other kids play video games during the week, and their parents apparently think it's okay. That's a poor argument, Michael. The bottom line is that your grades are what will determine your use of your Xbox. If you do not get at least a B on this English test tomorrow, then I will have to take away your Xbox during the week.
Mom. That is ridiculous. I should be able to manage my own time. They're my grades, not yours.
Michael, let me try to explain to you why your grades matter. If you do not get good grades in high school, you will not be able to get into a good college. Assuming you get into college, you will not do very well, because you have not learned to study in high school, and you will not have developed the discipline and the study habits you need to succeed. You will limp through college, and will not go to grad school, because you will just be happy to graduate, and be done with it. You will graduate from college, find a job which doesn't pay a whole lot, and get an apartment with some other guys, and you will be fine. Initially. But then you will fall in love with a girl, and decide to get married. After you get married, you will both have a job, and an apartment. And once again, it will be fine, because you will have two incomes. But then the problems will begin, after you have children. Your wife will want to stay home with the children, and she will resent you, because you do not have a job that pays enough, so that she can stay at home with your children, and it will cause problems in your marriage. She will feel conflicted every day she has to go to work, but will be unable to stay home and care for your children because you did not study hard enough in high school.
Oh my goodness, Mom. Now you are committing a logical fallacy. You are committing the slippery slope fallacy that Dad talked to me about last week. This is where someone assumes that if you take one small step, it will inevitably lead to a series of unavoidable steps, which will culminate in some disaster. That is an invalid argument, and one I don't buy. Even if I got an F on my To Kill a Mockingbird test tomorrow, it does not mean that eventually I will have a wife who will resent me, and children that are abandoned to a daycare facility.
Well, Michael, I must admit, Dad and I have trained you well. You are right. I'm committing the slippery slope fallacy. I'm sorry I have projected your life into one of disaster, based on one English test. I'm really sorry, Michael. Do you forgive me?
Of course, Mom. And I will try to do a good job on the test, and will try hard to improve my grades overall. Just because you argued your point invalidly, does not mean you don't have a valid point.
Okay, Michael. Thanks. And I hope you ace the test tomorrow.
Thanks, Mom. I hope so too.